In this video, we're going to do part of chapter 2, and this will be like getting used to loading data and doing a little bit of data manipulation. So the first thing we need to do to be able to load data and then be able to write data back out, it will be convenient for us to set a default folder. Okay, the folder where you have all your data files. Okay, so from the data files that come with the textbook, you need to. And I've given a link for those files in Canvas. So you download those files and save it in any folder that you like, and then you set that as your default folder. And this is how you do that. Okay, from R Studio, you go to session, then set working directory, and then you select choose directory. Now I have my files saved in Google Drive, so I'm going to navigate to that folder. Okay, now click OK. Now you see that set working directory, that set wd command has been executed. So that's in the console. So what I'm going to do is to copy paste this. So next time, I don't have to go through the whole process. I'm going to just simply copy this line of code, and I will have it here. So when I go to the next chapter, when I open a file for next chapter, I'll take this line of code from chapter 2 and copy paste it to the chapter 3 file, and then just run that code instead of having to go through the session and then navigate to the folder. So that'll be a lot quicker. So now we have the default folder set. Now we want to read the data file. So for this chapter, we are going to load the West Roxbury.csv file. CSV is comma separated values. Okay, and we don't need any package or libraries for this. The read CSV is bundled with the basic R. So the way we do that is we give a name. So let's say that we give a name, user given name, house df. df here stands for data frame. And then we use the less than sign and a hyphen. So that means that we are going to set house.df to housing.df. So that's I'm trying to follow the same naming convention that's in the textbook. And so now I have to select the code for reading the file, and as you see that once I type the third letter REA, so it gives me a list of code snippets to choose from. So the first one is read.csv. So now I press the enter key. So now that's chosen. Next I have to give the name of the file that I want to load, and since we have already set the working directory folder, we don't have to give the path. You just give the name of the file, which in this case, and you have to do that within quotation mark. Okay, West Roxbury .csv. Now the naming convention in Windows is case insensitive. So we don't have to worry about the first letter having to be uppercase. The case, uppercase and lowercase, matters only for OR code. Now this is the default. So now if I run this code, the data will get loaded. So let's do that. I run, and you see here there's no error, and you see housing DF is loaded. Okay. And when I click that, and then you see the columns here. All right. So there is one option that we can add to this. That is, sometimes if you have a string or text column, and you may want to bring the text column in as what is called a factor. Factor is a special kind of column that has non-numeric values, categorical values. So we can do that by specifying here, okay, comma. So this is an optional tag, string. All right. So once I type the third letter, then I get prompted with possible answers for possible options to choose from. So that's what we want. All right. String factors equal to. The default is false. Now we want to set it to true. So now again, when I typed 3 letters, it's giving me the list of possible options. Now we want true. Now remember, the lowercase and uppercase is important in OR code. So what I have typed is not going to work. It's because TRUE is in lowercase. But then conveniently OR gives us an option to select the uppercase TRUE. So I have to just press enter, and then it is selected. And since it is a special value, okay, the true value is a special value in OR, and you see that the word true has a blue color. So this color coding is used in OR, and everything that you see in green, those are just labels or comments. They are not OR code. And those comments are used to make your OR code source file more readable. You'll know what a code line is supposed to be doing. So here you see at the top we have a comment which is, this is chapter 2 OR project. Okay. And then the next code is setwd, but the comment but the comment that you see just above that, because we have a pound sign, so a line that starts with the pound sign, or even in a line that you have some code on it, and then once you put a pound sign, everything after that pound sign will be considered as comment, and OR will ignore that. Okay, so that is only for us. So we have set default folder for data file. So that's a line for users, for us. OR will simply ignore that. Okay. And then we have this is again another comment. So it says table 2.3 code from the textbook. So this is table 2.3 refers to the textbook. Okay, and then we have load data is again a comment, and then we have the code, the reading file. So now if I run this again, it's going to be the new code will overwrite the housing DF that we already loaded. Okay. Now if you look at the values, the columns itself, you may not find anything different. Okay. So it's the same thing. How do we know that this is come in as a factor? Okay. And for that, so we go back to the code. So one thing we can do is there are several ways in which we can test this, and one quick way is to use the str function or str code. So that str is short for structure. So we want structure of housing DF, right? So now we run this code. Now it gives us a list of all the columns in the data frame. It tells you what type of column it is. So this is a number column. These are integer columns. Okay, so number can be non-integer values. So integer or whole numbers, right? And you see the last item, remodel, which was a string or character column with 3 possible values: none, old, and recent. So that's been converted into a factor because of this option. So it tells you that the str code tells us that this is a factor. It's with 3 levels, and these are the 3 levels. And these 3 levels are internally stores them as numerical values 1, 2, 3, and we don't have to worry about that. But all we need to verify is that this is come in as a factor.